breath. I've been told by the women important in my life, meaning those who can tell me what to do, both my daughter and my wife, that I cannot sweat, cry, or collapse. I figure 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Good evening, I'm Steve Snyder. I'm a newly ordained minister of the Universal Church of Christ. I'm also the father, very proud father, of the bride. I'm sure you have all already thought of this, but just in case, please make sure your cell phones are turned off, or if you're taking pictures with them, that they're on silent. We have come together in the presence of one another to witness the joining together of Ryan and Keely in the bond of marriage. Look around you. Each person in this audience is an individual who is so loved and valued by Keely and Ryan that they have invited you, and only you, to witness this most important milestone to date in their ever-developing relationship. You are each now part of their accountability group, so to speak. You are the ones to whom they will come for advice, perspective, and support as their marriage unfolds over the decades. It is your collective wisdom and life experience on which they will draw to understand both themselves and their relationship more completely, to stay married. Marriage is at once one of man's greatest blessings and also one of his most awesome responsibilities. Marriage is not to be entered lightly, but soberly and deliberately. By being here in attendance to this union, each of you too has committed to the success of this union. You are not mere observers, you are participants. Ryan and Keely thank each of you for joining them and sharing in this very special commitment and this very special day. Let's each take a deep breath and truly focus ourselves on our positive energy for Keely and Ryan at this time. Robert Louis Stevenson loosely wrote, "Behold our families and friends assembled here. We are thankful for this place in which we gather, for the love that unites us all, for the peace accorded this day, for the hope with which we expect tomorrow, and for our friends and family, both here and departed and in all parts of the earth. We especially remember Keely's departed grandfather, Andy Kuiper, and Ryan's departed uncle and cousin, Jerry Jensen and Tim Wernstrom. There are also others too numerous to mention, but we know who they are and we carry them in our hearts with us today. Ryan, as Keely's father, I am today giving and entrusting this beautiful, vibrant young woman to you and to your care and marriage. Will you accept her? If so, say I will. That's the right answer. A marriage is not only the joining together of two individuals, it is also a joining together of two families. The care, support, and nurture which have been extended to Ryan and Keely by their families is as important now as it has ever been. In fact, it needs to be extended now to include another person. Both families need to be committed to support both partners in this marriage. Julie and Roy, you are not losing a son. Well, you're losing him a little bit to me, but rather you are gaining a daughter. Do you promise to love and encourage Keely as you would your own daughter? If so, say, we will. We will. Christine, Ruth, and James, you are not losing a daughter, but rather we are gaining a son. Do each of you join me in promising to love and encourage Ryan as we would our own son? If so, say we will.
We will.
It's hot, I'm skipping the first reading. No, not really. We'll skip some stuff later on, especially if it starts to rain. So, This is a reading that I found very meaningful by Regina Hill. Listen carefully. In marriage, all of the moments won't be exciting or romantic, and sometimes worries and anxieties will be overwhelming. But together, two hearts that accept will find comfort together. Recollections of past joys, pains, and shared feelings will be the glue that holds everything together during even the worst and the most insecure moments. Reaching out to each other as a friend and becoming a confidant and companion that the other one needs is the true magic and beauty of any two people together. It's inspiring in each other a dream or a feeling, and having faith in each other and not giving up even when all the odds say to quit. It's allowing each other to be vulnerable, to be himself or herself, even when the opinions or thoughts aren't in total agreement or exactly what you'd like them to be. It's getting involved and showing interest in each other, really listening and being available, the way any best friend should be. Exactly 3 things need to be remembered in a marriage if it is to be a mutual bond of sharing, caring, and loving throughout life. Love, trust, and forgiveness. When I started to prepare to conduct this ceremony, I did what any self-respecting English major would do. I went to Berg and Evans' Dictionary of Quotations to find some quotations about marriage and love that would be entertaining and relevant. I was a little surprised when I got there. The first quote I found was from La Rochefoucauld, a 17th century author, who said, "There may be good, but there are no pleasant marriages." I said, probably can't use that one. William Congreve, another 17th century playwright, said, "Though marriage makes man and wife one flesh, it still leaves them two fools." I couldn't use that one either. George Bernard Shaw in the 20th century said, "When two people are under the influence of the most violent, most insane, most elusive, and most transient of passions, they are required to swear that they will remain in that excited, abnormal, and exhausting state for the rest of their lives." Are you ready for that? Not finding what I wanted to under marriage, I went to love. Figured I'd have better luck. So, when I got there, I saw Francis Bacon, who said, "It is absolutely impossible to be in love and wise." Willa Cather, another 20th century author, said, "Love draws on a woman nearly all the bad luck in the world." We're not going to use any of those. So when I cast around for something to base the message on, I went back to something that I've lived by in my own life since I was very young. It's by Shakespeare. "To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man." So what do we think that's about? Why is that relevant here? The reading I had some odd phrases in it for a rare marriage ceremony. Phrases like, "when all the odds say to quit," or "even when thoughts and opinions aren't in total agreement or exactly what you like them to be." The overall concept of forgiveness. Given the consensus of so many authors throughout history that love and marriage are worthy of little but ridicule, I thought it was an appropriate starting place. So, I'm becoming a father to both of you, and I love you both dearly. I want to make sure you are entering this blissful state of matrimony with open eyes and a true assessment of your possibilities and your responsibilities. I wish for you the very best. Nevertheless, you will only achieve that if you are also prepared for something less than that. You will experience during your married lives many days filled with happiness. There will, however, also be sad days and days of worry and anxiety. The statement in Shakespeare boils down to the concept of authenticity or genuineness. Focus on that. Interestingly enough, when I talked to you yesterday, that's exactly where you are. My experience in life is that it isn't always easy to be authentic. When two people meet, they have, from the feedback of other people, a good idea of what in them is attractive and what isn't attractive. And then there are parts of themselves that they don't even know themselves. So when you meet and you want to give the best good impression, you put all of the things out there that you know are good, and you take all of those bad habits, you stick them in your back pocket for a while and say, well, I'll show those later. You've got great magic tricks. And then there's the part that you don't even know yourself from your childhood, little landmines of emotion or personality or quirks that come up that you don't know why and you can't control. So the best thing that you can possibly promise each other is not necessarily that you love each other completely as you are now, because you're not fully aware of that. And the only guarantee is every day from today on you're going to change. Additional life experience and time together will make you a new you every day. So just promise each other to be authentic and genuine as possible with each other every day. There are two different kinds of authenticity. The first is your inner authenticity, how well you actually know yourself inside and what your actual thoughts and feelings are. And then there's outer authenticity. In other words, do you take those feelings and show them to each other honestly? Not surprisingly, surveys show that on average, people that are more authentic and disclosing are happier. I think spouses who are authentic stay married better. Mohandas Gandhi put it very well. Happiness is what you think, what you say, and what you do are all in harmony. More recently, Steve Jobs quoted himself or said something that said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary." Seems like good advice to me. Every day, know and understand yourself better. Every day, don't try to be the person that you think the other person wants you to be. Be yourself. And don't try to change your spouse into someone that you think you'll like better. Accept her or him for who they are and appreciate it. Be authentic. Ryan, you are polite, you are gentle, you are calm, you are smart, motivated, creative, playful, kind, and loyal, and the list goes on. I look at you and I see the Eagle Scout that you were when you were a young man. Motivation is reflected in the fact that when Adam and a bunch of your other friends who we've known for years got together as musicians and made music, you wanted to play the drums. You didn't know how, but you wanted to play the drums. And 2 years later, you knew how and you were playing with them. I know you're playful because you played horse with me in my pool. You are creative because I've never seen some of the shots you've made me try to emulate. There's the shark move. Submerge your head so you can't see and shoot the ball blind with your hands sticking out of the water. I have never seen your magic tricks. Perhaps that's a good thing. You never know. But I told this to your parents and some other people last night. I could not sit down at a drawing board, focus on my daughter, and create a man who I think would be better for her than me. I think she's very lucky. Keely. You're forceful, determined, intense, tenacious, smart, playful, loyal, and very kind and loving especially to animals. I have never run out to my pool and pulled so many frogs, moles, and voles out of it because, Dad, they're gonna die. Forceful, I've seen Keely single-handedly win a softball game in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Going into the last inning, she was pitching, and she walked out on that mound and her face just got focused. She got the other side out, she came up to bat in the next inning. She willed herself onto base. She willed herself around the bases, and when the hit came that scored the winning run, she came in from second base, and she rounded third base going like this, and there was that catcher that weighed 215 pounds. There's Keely that weighed 99, and she said, I am taking you out. And she did, and she won the game. That's what you're living with. However, I can't imagine that you will find a woman that will inspire you and love you more than Keely. I talked to you last night, Ryan, and I said, so give me a word that most represents why you love Keely. And your answer was, I can't give you a word. She's very complex. But when it was all said and done, what you got down to was, I love her because she's childlike. She has wonder in her personality about everything that happens in life. When she's sad, she cries. When she's happy, she laughs. When she's upset, you know it. And what you said is, what you loved about her is that she was genuine, authentic. To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Be true to yourself. Remain the individuals that you fell in love with. Accept each other with the changes that occur over the years, and never expect yourselves to be anyone different than who you are. Keep your identity and your energy and share it, and you will have a good life. You already have this marriage thing figured out. It's about being genuine. When I talked to you, Keely, about Ryan, what you said was, he makes me the best me I can be. He does. Because he's genuine and you are genuine with him. I've witnessed you being genuine with him. He takes it very well, up or down, and you are steady. I told your friends at the table last night, after we got off of the boat, that Keely is like the ocean. She undulates. Ryan is like a rock. He's steady and level. You guys make the perfect complementary pair. I see it in you in everything you do, and it's why I'm so proud to be up here marrying you. Truly proud to be accepting you into our family as my son, and truly proud to be giving you to Roy and Julie as their daughter. So many people are insecure, afraid to be who they really are. Neither of you is. There is no greater gift to receive from one another than to be loved for who you really are. And that can't happen unless you are genuine. There is no better gift to give than to accept the other person for who they really are without expecting them to change. You already give that to each other. Don't sacrifice your individuality and independence to this marriage. Rather, maximize and realize your full potential as individuals within this marriage with each other's love, support, and approval. So, my blessing to you as I conclude this message, which would have been a lot shorter if it was raining. It's not going to rain. Remember, be passionate. Okay. May your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitements a marriage should bring, and may life grant you also patience, tolerance, and understanding. May you always need one another, not so much to fill your own emptiness, as much as to know your fullness. May you need one another, but not out of weakness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you entice one another, but not compel one another. May you embrace one another but not encircle one another. May you succeed in all important ways with one another and not fail in the little graces. May you look for things to praise and often say, I love you, and take no notice of small faults. And here's the tough one. If you have quarrels that push you apart, may both of you hope to have good sense enough to take the first step back. May you have happiness, and may you find it in making one another happy, and may you have love, and may you find it in loving one another. Please join your hands. Ryan, do you intend to take this woman whose hand you hold to be your lawful wedded wife? And do you pledge before those gathered here to love, honor, and protect her through sunshine and shadow alike, keeping yourself unto her alone until death shall separate you? If so, answer, I do. Would you have some statement of intent or vows that you would like to say to Keely at this time?
Before I get to my vows, I wanted to say a little bit about why I'm here today, because I know I love you. I know that I love you. The first person I think of when I wake up, the person I think of when I sleep. I know I love you because I can be my true self with you. With your love, I found happiness, and I can never have it. I know I love you because with your love, I can imagine endless possibilities, but I can't imagine living without you. I love you because I'm yours. So that, I promise you this. I promise to love you unconditionally and to help you be your best self. I promise to care for you, protect you in your times of need. I promise you honesty, understanding, and forgiveness. Most of all, I promise to be a true and loyal friend.
Keely, do you intend to take this man whose hand you hold to be your lawful wedded husband, and do you pledge before those gathered here to love, honor, and protect him through sunshine and shadow alike, keeping yourself unto him alone until death shall separate you? If so, answer, I do. Keely, do you have a statement of intent or vows to repeat to Ryan?
You are the love of my life. Everything that is good and kind and pure is wrapped up inside of you. Sharing my life with you these past 4 years has truly made me a better, more whole person. And I cherish every day that I have together. I promise to live each day returning that joy and calm that you bring to my life. To be the best person I can be individually so that our marriage can be as strong as it can be. I promise to be welcoming to the good changes life will bring us and to be patient and resilient in difficult changes. I promise to encourage your goals, even when those goals may be related to fantasy football. And I promise to look at the world with curiosity and playfulness like you have an innate ability to do. Above all, I promise to be there for you and to love you with everything that I have for the rest of my life.
It's in the tree.
It's up in the tree. It'll be there. I'll get it for you. Ryan, repeat after me. I, Ryan, take you, Keely, to be my wife,
I take you, Keely, to be my wife.
to have and to hold, from this day forward,
From this day forward,
for better or for worse,
better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
sickness,
to love and to cherish, excluding all others,
and cherish, excluding all others,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
With those gathered here as my witnesses,
Those gathered here as my witnesses.
I give you my pledge. Keely, repeat after me. I, Keely, take you, Ryan, to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, excluding all others, as long as we both shall live. With those gathered here as my witnesses, I give you my pledge. You have determined to seal your vows by the giving and receiving of rings. Rings are a public symbol, signaling to others that you are in an exclusive commitment to your beloved. The precious metal from which they are forged reminds you of the precious relationship you have in marriage. And the infinite circle they form remind you that your new relationship is never to end. If you ever fall out of love with each other, your commitment is to fall back in love with each other, not anyone else. Do you understand that? Ryan, indicating your responsibility to Keely to receive her into your care and keeping, I give you this ring to place on her finger as both a symbol and promise that you receive her. Just as the ring circles her finger, so you are to encompass her with strength and protecting love. Repeat after me. Keely, this ring I give you as a constant reminder of my abiding love and commitment. Keely, indicating your responsibility to Ryan to receive him into your care and keeping. I give you this ring to place on his finger as both a symbol and promise that you receive him. Just as the ring circles his finger, so you are to encompass him with strength and protecting love. Repeat after me. Ryan, this ring I give you as a constant reminder of my abiding love and commitment. And now, by the authority vested in me as a minister, and in the accordance with the laws of the state of Minnesota, I now pronounce you man and wife. Hold on. Wait till I say go. So we were going through things, and they said, well, you're an English major, you should do something that interests you. I said, well, 17th century English poetry interests me. And they said, yeah, you should do that. Okay. So I have a poem to end with by Percy Bysshe Shelley, who was one of the major English romantic poets and one of the finest lyric poets in the English language. He was also very radical, not only in his poetry, but in his political and social views. So I thought this was pretty normal and appropriate for you guys. He's also an agnostic and a vegetarian. I mean, let's throw some other stuff in there. But what he wrote is something you both said, oh, that was beautiful when you heard it. So here it is. The fountains mingle with the river, and the rivers with the oceans. The winds of heaven mix forever with a sweet emotion. Nothing in the world is single. All things by a law divine in one spirit meet and mingle. Why not I with thine? See the mountains kiss high heaven, and the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be forgiven if it disdained its brother. And the sunlight clasps the earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. What is all this sweet work worth if thou kiss not me? You may now kiss the earth.
Yeah!
Dear friends and family, it is my proud honor and joy to present to you for the first time as husband and wife, Ryan Seaverson and Keely Seaverson. Are going to return to greet each row as you exit to the cocktail hour, so please remain seated until they come back and release you.